Hey y'all, time for another Stones acoustic song. And this one hopefully will dispel the misconception once and for all that that Sweet Black Angel is in open G, which it's not, and that'll be very obvious in a couple of minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'll play through it. It's in standard tuning, but I believe this is tuned down a little bit, so your E is this. Jeez. But it's in the, he plays it in G, although it's probably F or F sharp or somewhere down there. But tune to this. Your G will be this. And I'm going to run through it. I'll probably miss a couple of changes because I haven't played this one in a while. But after this, the standard tuning one, or standard, not standard pitch, but standard intervals, then I'll grab the other one that's tuned to, I tuned another guitar to G, and then we'll see how it's not open G, and you can't really do it correctly in open G. But let's just do a couple of minutes of this. I apologize for getting distracted in a couple spots because there's a hummingbird right outside the window who's just hovering around staring at me. Just flew away. But that was pretty cool. Anyway, you can see right there with the walk downs and the transitions between the chords. It's obviously tuned like this. So you want your G. Now you'll see most of the time when I do a G chord, a first position G chord, I'll do it like this, 3 fingers. Basically, it's the Pete Townsend G5 chord. Right? You're playing, he would play, and sometimes I do this, he would play thumb over the top on that G note, mute the A with that sort of fleshy part on there, and then B and E at the third, right? In fact, you see a lot of pictures of Pete doing windmills with this shape or with this shape. Sometimes he does it like that because he likes to go. But like this shape, so it's in that's a G5 the way I usually do it. But you can hear in this one, Keith is doing kind of the country western G chord where the B string's open. So I'll do it like this. Because I'm muting, you could do it like this and play that A string, but I don't want that B note in there by accident if I do sloppy picking, which I tend to do. I don't want to hit that note because it's not in the riff that Keith's playing. So I just want the 3 notes, low G, high G, and D. That last part. So you're hitting that open G string in between them. And then that last thing is open D, C, G, with that note, the G note in between them. Or something close to that. And you can actually hear on some of them, Keith accidentally hits the A string instead of just once or twice in the song. And I think I just did it too when I was playing through it. Accidentally hits the A string. Like that, you know, accidentally. But it does go D, C, G. And then it's to E minor, walks down the low E string, 3, 2, down to E minor. And you can hear those 2 notes, the B and the E, you can hear them when he goes. That's one clue that it's not in open G, because that high E would be tuned down to D. So to do the E minor chord, you'd have to be fretting that at a 2nd fret, which sounds in sort of the timbre and the resonance of that string. It sounds different. So he's not doing that. It's an open string, obviously, when you listen to it. So it goes G. The next one is walks down from C to A minor. So it's A string 3rd fret, 2nd fret to 0 to an A minor. And again on this chord, you still hear him hitting that high E string. On A string 2, 3, up to a D chord. Back from D, C, G, just like you were doing before. And that's really it. There's no other parts to it. It's just a question of stringing those together in the order that they go. Listen to it a few times. Then at the end it goes. At least that's what it sounds like to me. D, C. That's B at 12, high E at 10. And you can leave your D and G strings, hit both of those. Now that takes a little practice to get. God. That's just a question of getting that rhythm down. Literally play this for 5 minutes. Without changing shapes or chords or anything, and you'll have it down. 5 minutes is all that'll take. Now, let's try it in open G and see if it makes sense. And spoiler alert, it's not going to make sense. But this is what, when I did the demo on the PT channel, or when PT did the demo, There are still occasionally people who will chime in and say, "Oh, this is wrong. It's an open G," but it's not. So, so it would go like this if you were doing open G. Right, no problem so far. So it sounds plausible. Then you gotta walk down to. You gotta do, if you were gonna do this in open G, it would be. Yeah, it would be this. The E minor would be low E at 2, A string at the second A string at 4, then the D string at 2 again, and then you somehow have to also finger that high E at 2 to get that E note, because that note is in there. So it would be like this if you were going to do it. I defy anyone to make that chord shape if you were going to do it. And then it would go, then you have to go to the A minor, also with this note. Have to be your high E string covered the 2nd fret for an E note, because it's tuned down to D now. So it would be. You need to have an extra finger in there, because you have to cover A, D, G at the 2nd fret, B at the 1st fret, and high E also at the 2nd fret. I suppose you could do. Cover all 3 of these with 1 finger, then the B, and then that. You could do that one. Jeez. See, I can't even. You can't do it in open G. I'll say it till my dying breath. Sweet Black Angel is not tuned to open G. This is proof. We just did it. So don't go around under the impression that's an open G tune. It ain't. But it's a heck of a good standard tuning, if not standard pitch song. If you have any trouble with it, let me know. But I mean, it's G, E minor, C, and D. Once you know that, I don't think you'll have much trouble with it. So good luck.